Welcome to the Heavyweight Podcast.
The Heavyweight Podcast.
Heavyweight Podcast.
Heavyweight Podcast. You listen.
We can weigh in on some heavy shit, you know. What's good? This is episode 70 of the Heavyweight Podcast. I am your MC, Stutter McFly, with these three guys. Go ahead and state your name for these beautiful people out here.
Bell bottoms and platforms.
Bell bottoms and platforms. I'm just a young stepper. I'm not an old stepper, but I am a young stepper. But I feel old. Kevin Wendell. Shit, trying to keep up with the youngsters.
So essentially, you just lying motherfucker. Okay, all right, got you.
Oh, okay. Fuck you too.
It's your boy. It's your boy, the Grouch, Molito the Grouch.
And they call me Hunter.
How were your weeks?
That's where I learned. I learned that I'm not young like I used to be, but I partied like I was.
How was New
Definitely.
Orleans?
It doesn't sleep. It's like Vegas, just with good food and a
Was
lot
it-
of us.
Did you have any Mardi Gras moments?
Any Mardi Gras moments? You mean the amount of alcohol I drink? Yes.
Did you whip your
Absolutely.
titties out to get some?
Nah, it wasn't that kind of atmosphere. It was more just, drink till 5 a.m. and then
Did you throw
eat
up in
at
the streets?
6.
Yeah. Did you throw up?
No, I didn't. Actually didn't throw up. That's why I was like, I felt young until I got back. And then everything hit me and was like, hey, man, those bones don't feel good.
All the time is undefeated.
That's for sure. But it was fun. It was fun. It's a really, 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 really cheap ass city. That is crazy.
What's the gas?
I don't know. I Ubered. I didn't drive nowhere.
Like,
I'll
And
just
he's
tell
like,
you,
I want to
bought-
know that it's cheap depending on the gas.
Shit. I can tell you about the alcohol and the food. They kept bringing us tabs out, and I was just like, does that say under $100?
is that for
Oh,
top?
that's under. That's for like, I bought one night, the night of the wedding, I bought like 4 rounds of shots, beers and all that stuff. And then they came back and they were like $128. And I was like, what did you say? Oh, okay. I could do this, but then I gotta live in the South.
Can't do that shit. My week was emotional, stressful, sad, but we got through it, and we're here. But we laid my nephew to rest, and we're just trying to rebuild what we can. Life goes on.
Wow. My condolences again, man.
You, Hunter?
I was just giving it a little moment of silence. I just had an old man week. Went to work, came home, accomplished nothing.
That's every week for you, nigga.
No, it ain't.
He said you wake up old.
No, it ain't. Oh, hey, I am old.
Okay.
This beautiful face is 47 years old. I'm old.
You know what?
Damn.
I just realized you three niggas have low hair or no hair, so I'm gonna go ahead and put mine out because it's not fair.
Oh, you gotta put a little hair in the.
Hold on, I want to know what's not fair. What's not
What's
fair?
that?
What's not fair?
Oh, it's not fair to like have the hair and not show it because
I'm not tripping about the hair. I mean, dudes get lace fronts now. So if I get one, don't say nothing.
Oh my God! I hope you get one. I hope you come in with Jimmy Butler's.
Hey, if I get a lace front, it's gonna be a Gumby. I don't care what nobody say. Rocking a straight Gumby. They like, wasn't that nigga bald on Friday? He got a Gumby now. Walked in on Monday with a straight Gumby, like it wasn't nothing new.
Oh, that's dope.
Is it bad to say I actually had a Gumby at one time in my life?
ask you if you had a
Yes.
Gumby with the gold chain. Because every time you tell us about the past, that's how I picture you, Hunter. That you have the Gumby, the gold chain, and with the You probably had like the
rope one.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't have
The-
the big. I didn't
you
have the
didn't have
big
the-
ring. No,
ring with your name on it?
No,
S Money.
no. I didn't have no. I didn't have no money, bro.
You were pop locking on these niggas. You just walk around random cardboard.
No.
I
not
Big
that
ass
at all.
beatbox.
I picture this nigga as a short Radio Raheem.
You have the boombox.
Jesus.
No, I never did carry a boombox. You know, I'm only talking about the '90s, right? We're not in the '80s.
Yeah, you was stealing shit then. I forgot you was a criminal.
Still in the package.
I've
But
seen
no,
Juice.
I
Still
used
in
to have
tagging.
I had a flat top, and then I went to a Gumby, and then I grew it back out to a flat top, and then one day I'm bald.
Yeah.
So
I had a John Kimball accident. That's when I learned to never get your barber.
I'm not even ask the question how you get Sean Kimball accident because that means he fucked up. He fucked
Yeah,
up.
he fucked up bad, and then I was like, "What the fuck?"
Was it free?
Should have been.
I don't know. I was young, so my dad probably was like, "I ain't paying for this shit." I think that's when we moved to with Rialto, and we stopped going to barbershops in Rialto. We went back to Riverside, like, fuck this.
Was it
Never
was it better?
cheating.
Was it better than one of them kitchen cuts though?
Oh, you mean when the nigga? Oh man, I don't even want to talk about.
why are
it.
you trying to rag on the kitchen cuts?
I got a lot of kitchen
I
cuts
remember-
growing up.
Thank you.
I ain't
I
saying.
remember the hairline coming back to here one day.
I don't. My dad was a barber, so I don't.
Yeah, your
you
kitchen cuts was
have to deal
different.
with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
You
cuts
came
was
out the
different.
kitchen fly as fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know why when Andy said that right now, I was thinking of "Don't Drink Your Juice in the Hood" when old boy cut his hair and smacked that alcohol on the back of his head.
Wasn't it
man,
ammonia?
that shit. Ooh.
Ammonia. I don't remember what the
He
fuck it
slapped
was.
ammonia in the back, and then he had kicked me on the back of his head.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't know why
Hey,
I thought
Pops,
about
you
your
line me up
dad
real
doing that.
Pops, you line me up real quick.
Oh, I
Yeah.
saw that shit.
So,
Shit.
my week was good. I've went to work, came home, hit the gym,
Came.
went to work, came home,
Came.
hit the gym, hit the work,
Hit.
came home. It's just a repeating cycle of the same shit. But
He came and
you
he
know,
hit. He hit and he came.
yeah, I came in, I went.
I
Yeah.
don't know if that's what
Um,
she said.
You know, I thank you. I was thinking the same damn thing.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into the festivities,
The nitty-gritty.
ladies and gentlemen out there that's listening and entertained by this heavyweight podcast of ours. God damn it.
Fuckers. Love y'all.
Okay, we're gonna start with Kevin's topic: male empowerment or lack thereof. We
Oh,
need to
yeah.
do that more. We need to big up one another when we see another doing well, looking fly. We need to say it out loud to them, not like Hunter. I think we need to forget how much a compliment can do for someone's day. Hunter.
That's true, man. That's true as fuck.
I have no idea what you're talking about when you say that. So
What you don't? I feel like you don't be bigging up no brothers when you see them out there. You're like, look at this motherfucker. You know that.
you
I
know,
learned that
honestly, honestly,
I think you need to compliment my pop locking more, dude.
I'm actually
Shit.
very pro-black, so I try
What
not
the
to
hell's
judge
like
right
a-
off. Judge right off the bat.
Did you say pro-black? What's that got to do with males?
Well,
You see white dudes, you're like, I ain't complimenting you.
no, I'm just saying. You know, I try to do. I'm try to be more proactive towards being other black people.
That was the
Like you just
whitest
said.
black reaction I've ever seen in my entire life. How the fuck does someone tell you about bigging up people and he goes, I'm actually pro-black, so I don't know what you're talking. That's like saying I've had 2 black people in my house. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with it?
Somebody need to go over to Hunter House to burn some sage.
God damn. I'm actually very pro-black, thank you.
That's
You
funny.
know,
Shit. So, guys, bigging up.
Do you guys do it, or do you guys ever like see somebody with some shit? You're like, that's like, do some dope ass shoes you got, or some shit. Like, just something simple.
I do it the typical black way. I'm like, okay, I see you, player. I see
That
you out
counts.
here. I see you out here, player. You know,
Does
trying to
it
get
the
like
old-
you. Trying to get
old
like
black
you,
man
pimp.
way.
Trying to get like you, pimp.
Like somebody said that's hate. When you be like, I'm
Yeah.
trying to get like you.
Yeah. I've told him that shit before.
Yeah.
I said the shit he says. There was even a meme where it says the shit that niggas say that is low key hate, and all those statements on that, he said it from time to time, and he was like, "Damn, I have said that shit." Yes, you
I said all
have.
that shit. I don't be hating though. That's just that's how I was raised. It's love.
What?
Trying to get like you,
If
pimp.
it's from love, then fuck it.
Better than
Shit,
Shit,
me.
we was out. We was in
I
New
just
trying to get
Orleans.
like
Like,
you.
hey, okay. I will say when I say you better than me, that's me saying I wouldn't do that shit. But
Yeah,
like, you better
I
than
know.
me.
Low key.
it ain't low key at all, nigga. Like, you know,
That's me saying I wouldn't. I mean, if it worked for you, nigga, I ain't you better than me, nigga. It's like that.
Look
It's like
good-
that. See,
look
it's like
good on
that. It's like that Usher episode on Boondocks when Usher took control of the dinner party and he looked at old boys like, nigga, couldn't be me, no nigga. Like I would have bust Usher's head.
but
Couldn't be me.
on
Yeah.
a serious approach, I try to big up people when I see what they're doing, because it's we live in a time where people don't like to big up each other. So I when I find an opportunity to do, I try to like acknowledge it, because I mean, sometimes people need it. You don't know who you're helping out when you acknowledge them.
No,
Sometimes they just need to hear it. My barber, that nigga lost 70 pounds, and the first thing I said when I saw him the last time was like, "I barely recognize you, man. How much weight you lost?" And he was like, it hit him, and he smiled, and he was like, "Man, 70 pounds." And I was like, he wanted to hear that. Like he needed to hear someone acknowledge his progress. You know, like, and it doesn't take away from what you're doing to acknowledge somebody's upcoming, like, or come up, or you know. I think it's very needed.
Yeah, I think it's nothing wrong with telling another man you look nice. I've seen some dudes look fire, like, man, you killing that shit. That shit work. I saw Elias today. He was killing it with the game. You know, Elias that nigga be dapper.
He be dapper.
He be dapper. I said I knew when I saw them brown leather boots, it could be only one Negro in this building. I said the way that shit laid. I said, I mean, it's good. I mean, but I think a part of it is a lot of dudes feel like, oh, you can't be complimenting no man. That's some gay shit. The homophobic shit. Ain't nothing wrong with saying a man look nice. Just you can admit that someone looks nice without being interested in that person. I think that's the thing.
We should. Like, because some people get mad like that with jealousy, with all that shit. Like, oh, I wish I had that. It's like, why are you doing that, man? Like, be happy with that. Be happy.
It was gay. I do look at it from the jealousy.
Yeah, but some people think like I'm talking about extreme hood dudes, and it's
I get
and it was like, and other people want to acknowledge, don't want to big you up because they feel like they're not where you at, so they won't give you your props.
Yeah, I see that a lot.
True.
So
shit, niggas don't even hug. Like, I know that sounds weird, but it's like they will refuse to hug. Like, I ain't hugging no man. You're like,
like a hug.
I've never met you. You've never not hugged me.
Who?
You.
Oh yeah. No,
you always embrace me with a hug, nigga.
What kind of hug we talking? We talking about the dap and the one?
Yeah, the dap with the hug, but he's letting me know, like, he does full on hugs. He does the dap with the hug, but he's letting me know.
It's not like I'm not gripping the nigga like, no, not hugs like that. That's
are you
a little different.
Are you going waste? Are you going waste?
I put money on it. If I walked up to Andy and gave him a hug, he'd be like, whoa, what?
Yeah, but I've learned to expect that from Kevin, because in the beginning, I remember I was like, what the fuck? And then after a while, I said, that's just Kevin.
Yeah,
Kevin.
That's just Kevin. Like, I wouldn't expect Maurice to hug me either. I'm like, hey, nigga, what the fuck? Like, you never hug me.
I do agree with that, because I said to myself when I hugged my nephew this weekend, and I said I think this is like the second time in his life I've hugged him. I said I don't think I've hugged my brother that often. I said why did I do that? I just never. I guess it was the thing I just said. Thought we don't like. I keep the arm around the arm around. I do that all the time, but I like hug, like fully embrace. And I said I don't really do that often. I should do that more. I'm a hug stutter tomorrow.
I'm okay.
Me, I always pay compliments when I see somebody. But then again, also when I don't see things I like, I make compliments too. So
I'll take that back, Hunter. You need hugs, so hug that nigga.
He need all the hugs he can get. We need to pay somebody to hug this nigga. He just be
Right.
randomly sad for no reason. He just be saying some sad shit.
But I get where it's coming from. But yeah, nigga, you need hugs. So,
Hey, that's
but
what
yeah,
we're all here for.
I don't
like
feel there's
compliments.
anything wrong with it to
I like
acknowledge.
compliments because look,
I will say this, Hunter.
What's that? What are you doing?
I wear my big ass bracelets and watches, and
Oh,
No one
Remember
else, no one else balls out of control like you do when it comes to keeping your shit clean. Because that Audi, I've never seen that motherfucker
I
dusty.
was that is
Never.
I
Yeah.
say this nigga is crazy. I said this the only nigga that wash and dry his car in the rain.
Yeah, that's funny. That's like
But like Sutter said, that motherfucker is, I've never
It's
seen it
always
dusty.
clean. I've never seen
I've
it
never-
dusty.
This nigga see some brake dust. He bust off the soap.
pull
But it
over on
reminds
the
me of
side of the road.
My brother used to be the same way. So like when I see that shit, like yeah, you remind me of my brother in that sense because he's very that way. Like he keeps his shit clean. So
hey, me, all it is I spent all that money. I'm going to keep that motherfucker.
I feel
clean.
that.
Yeah. I think we need a movement of male empowerment. Like even when girls do it, you can tell when they be fake, but at least they do it. Like, hey girl, I see you.
When girls do it, that shit always fake.
It's
Unless they
always
like
low
sisters.
Shit.
Unless they
Always,
sisters
you know,
or something. It's
When we
always
was in New
shade.
Orleans, they kept doing that to Amanda, but I think they was doing it because it was cold as fuck, and she had this dress on that was like it was not made for cold. They were like, I see you, girl.
My grandmother used to say the only thing that women don't see cold when they dressed up. They don't feel cold when they get dressed up. What
was the weather out
Pretty
there?
drums cold. Pretty trumps cold.
What was the
we
weather?
All the time.
We caught a cold front. Like everybody who lived there was like, it's normally not cold like this. It was cold, and we went to see alligators on the swamp boat.
Hold on.
This has been episode.
You went to go see alligators on a swamp.
Yeah, why not?
What the fuck were they going to do?
He's in the bayou.
Yeah, we went out in the bayou.
To go see them do what?
Swim by.
They're just living.
Look here, man.
Living.
He's a black man in a swamp looking at gators. He's looking for new shoes.
It was like free lunch.
He's like, where I get my next belt at?
He's looking
Is that
for
the
new
one I can use
shoes.
for a belt?
I guarantee you right now, he got a pair of gators in his closet that's clean.
They don't care about asking for tips there. I'll tell you that much.
Oh,
they don't care.
They
will ask you.
Hey, tip. You gonna put a tip on that?
The nigga who was giving when I gave the belt man my shit, he pulled out a 10. He was like, "You see that number right there? That looked pretty good to me." And I was like, "Damn."
Oh.
I'm like, yeah, it looked good to you, not me.
Hey, when you get there, that's when you start working both your pockets. This is where you want to keep like a 5 at all times, just so when you go to pull it out, they only see $5.
No, but
I ain't taking your bag, brother.
I do agree, Kevin. I do think we need to do that more often.
Oh, of course we do. No, we really do.
Too much hate, dog. Too much hate out here.
But you just can't give him credit when ain't nothing there, though.
No, I'm not talking about no fake ass compliments. You ain't gotta be lying to the motherfucker.
Yeah, I would never tell Kevin his beard is nice.
No, that's fine. I know my shit is just there. It's there. You can't hurt my feelings. I thought you learned this by now.
hey, Maurice does that build you up, tear you down thing. Oh man, you looking really good today. Oh man, too bad those shoes are fucked up.
Hey, if you my boy, I'm gonna shoot you compliments, but I'm gonna take a couple jabs and bring you back down. I don't want your head to be too big. I want you to fit through the door. You know what I mean?
That's like Kevin. I see you out here, man, getting in shape, but I was that beard though. It's struggling. You like, God damn, nigga, like you couldn't just leave it with the compliment. Like
Kevin Durant on your face.
I'm just saying, if you lose the weight, lose the beard. Let it go together. Since you giving shit up.
Fuck. Tell you, bro. Build you up and tear you down, huh?
Man, we should just segue to the conversation you had with Patrick at the show.
Damn. Oh yeah. Jesus, the whole fucking 25, 30 minutes.
Hey, somebody had to tell him. Y'all know him longer than me. I had to be honest with him. Look here, bro. Let it go.
He happy.
Let it go. This nigga getting fades and his hairline in the middle of his head. I don't get it.
Anyway, shout out to Patrick Jones. We appreciate you. Maybe you bust his ass on the court. I don't know. Moving on to the next topic. This is actually a conversation me and Hunter had last week. I'm gonna run with it and we'll see how it goes. Do you fit the description? Have you ever in your life fit the description?
You mean by the police?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we do that when we walk out the door.
I was like,
That's
so,
just,
all right. I guess I'll pose another question in this. How many times have you fit the description as far as being pulled over? Can you
Never.
count?
I can tell you about the time when I was with Mr. 40, and Mr. 40 fit the description more than I did in Arizona in Quartzsite.
What, a
My
black guy
car
with
was
dreads?
broke. Yeah, my car was smoking with the hood up. And the police just rolled up on us and just surrounded us and was like, you guys fit the description of a home invasion robbery. And I was like, my car's smoking. Like, I've been here for a while. So, I don't know. I don't know if I've been pulled over because of blackness or I just don't pay attention to it, I guess. I know I've been pulled over because of the car being fit in the description of, not description, but, the mold of the street racer shit.
You see my face?
What's that mean?
How the fuck you not get pulled over by being black for no reason?
I mean, I just don't pay attention to them niggas. I'll just be telling
I've been
whatever.
pulled over for being black. They've never said I fit the description of anybody.
Oh, actually, yes. I do remember getting pulled over with my little cousin, and he was like 10. And they're like, we need his ID. And I'm like, he's 10.
That happened to me. Well, my dad, I was 16. They asked me for my ID, and all I had was my school ID at 16. And they were like, oh, yeah, I don't think it's him.
I mean, the topic came up because of the fact that pretty much, for the most part, every black man can say they've been pulled over for fitting a description or stopped for fitting a description. This ain't like a random story where a couple blacks might have it. It's majority of black men go through this. And the part that really sucks is when you start talking to other people, they don't believe you. They're like, oh, I can't imagine that. It's the skin color, bro. I mean, are you not understanding what really happens out there to black people? And they just dismiss it, But it is a very common occurrence around black men.
Even Hispanics, though, too. Don't take them out. Don't take them out.
That's very true. Personal color. And we had this conversation because I was telling them because of the area that we stay in, they're actually a different frame of mind. A lot of the times the cops don't act like how they would when I was growing up in Riverside. Like in Riverside, I fit the description countless times. I've been pulled over randomly. They've already just thought the worst of me. And then, but then like out here, when I moved out here, a lot of times the cops seem happy. They seem very respectful. They're all upbeat and shit. It's almost like I told them, like they look at you and say, "Nigga, if you can afford to be around here, then I guess you can afford to be around. So I'm not gonna bother you." Like,
you know what? They happy because the taxes are higher, so they make a little more, and the crime rate is extremely low. So they're not calling. They're not receiving a lot of calls.
They're happy as fuck.
Yeah, they're upbeat, but
they're going home every day on time.
But like in like Riverside, in the lower income area that I grew up in, and like constantly, being these guys are supposed to protect and serve in those areas, they're automatically thinking the worst of us in those areas.
Can I say this? It's kind of off topic. Can I say it? Riverside County Sheriff Department. Where are you finding these women at? Every day, 2 or 3. Your female sheriff officer passed me, and I say, "God damn,
I'm not in it."
And she pulled me over.
Hey, is that like the step up from the nurses?
You don't,
they still got the kids named Jaden and everybody. They just got a better job.
Kevin,
no, they're the worst.
Kevin,
they are the worst.
Kevin, oh, look at cops, bro.
I get that.
No,
I get
the
all
baddies
that.
though.
I get what you
said. They
look,
the worst.
Kevin,
you don't care.
Look, because we work behind the training facility, so we see like 20, 30. I see a lot of
from
cops
everywhere.
And whoever's in charge of hiring at the Riverside Sheriff County, you're doing a great job.
They got a mold they try to pick.
But Kevin, we see them from everywhere. You'll see them come from Marietta, Menifee, Beaumont, whatever. Like they go there to train, so like you'll see them from everywhere.
A whole bunch of bubbles.
We'll just say that they are blessed from on high. Sometimes they pass you and you just start digging your pocket like you don't give them offering. You're not even in service. I don't know how that happens. It's just a blessing.
How the fuck did you start turning into a preacher?
I'm more concerned about him digging in his pocket. But
well, you know, I was raised by a preacher, so it ain't hard to believe.
What I'm saying, your voice started changing like right on the spot.
They must have some because they blessed.
They
blessed.
No, but like I said, I've never been pulled over for fitting. I have been pulled over for being black, and that happened in.
I think that happened
is
the same.
Off Foothill.
They didn't tell you, but it was the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well,
I think it's the same.
But that only happened once.
Bro,
and I had my wife. And
I remember.
You know the one thing I can't say from this though, I'm actually kind of glad to see that comparison between you guys. I mean, you have 4 older black men, but where they grew up and what they did in life, that you can tell you motherfuckers ain't never been treated like.
Oh, Hunter, you don't know my police stories. My police stories really make Andy pissed.
Yeah, they trigger me.
Because I will say this: we're not gonna
for being black.
We're not gonna trigger Andy. I will say this: outside of the one time in Fontana, I was pulled over for. I've been pulled over for legitimate reasons, and I cannot complain. I had just got my license. I was doing 83 on a residential
street. Oh shit!
And well, I mean, we lived like out in the country type. So, and my dumbass, the sheriff, like the captain, like the head sheriff of the city, lived down the street from us, so he knew where I lived, and he pulled me over. Like he was on his way to work, he turned around, and pulled me over. He was like, "Don't you think you're going a little fast for a country road?" I said, he's like, "Sir, just go home." Like he knew where I live. So I mean, every time I've been pulled over, except for that one time, I've been at fault.
You earned it.
I've been pulled over for tinted windows at night with my windows down.
That's not funny, but it's hysterical.
That's funny because he ain't that dark.
Look at this high yellow ass motherfucker.
Bro, I'm telling you, I have fit the description literally walking out my house, walking into my car, coming out my driveway and got pulled over. He's like, "You know why I stopped you?" I was like, "No." He was like, "You fit the description." I'm like, "Bro, you just literally saw me walk out my house."
I can't say I have.
Well, you said you was out there B&E and shit, so you might have actually been this description.
Right. He looked like the drawing.
First off, I didn't do none of that in this county, so let's get that right, all right?
Okay, but you said all your life. You didn't say what county you fit the description in. So,
I do remember having an argument with some white folks about that.
No matter where it's been, from San Diego to here to LA, I've always fit the description somewhere. It has happened. I'm honestly and truthful. I'm kind of glad that it's never happened to you guys.
I mean, I've been profiled. I've been profiled. But
never happened to you guys. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad.
We know.
Well, I mean, it kind of shows the bias. It shows the bias, but it doesn't really show the bias in it. You know? I mean, because right now we're 50-50.
Well, I will say this. Growing up, I didn't appear to be the typical black person. You know, I was a nerd. I was the guy walking.
So, what was I, a thug?
No, I'm not saying you were a thug. I'm saying I looked like a nerd, sir. I'm the guy in the polo shirt.
Don't matter.
You know,
they prove that shit don't matter.
Are you implying that I look like a nigga?
No, I'm not. You're getting very hostile for it. You're acting like somebody I know, trying to put words in my mouth.
I'm just saying, I was a nerd, and these niggas pulled me over frequently.
Well, sir, I'm not speaking for your experience. I'm speaking from my experience. You know, I
should have came to your house.
Hey,
yeah, I was out there. Shoes, oversized shirts.
We lived in the burbs and we visited the hood. That's how I lived.
Well, you know, it's kind of like what you said, Andy. That what you went through is where you lived at. Where I went through is where. Anyways, but Maurice, we know Maurice didn't kind of live in that area.
I was blessed.
I moved around everywhere,
and I don't know about you, Kev.
We moved way too many times to be in one area.
Even the areas that you would deem to be middle. I grew up pretty much in middle class neighborhoods.
Because I mean, I'm so jaded now. I still be trying to floss on cops at lights.
The one place I'd say wasn't middle class, when I stayed on 73rd. When I stayed on 73rd, Vermont, nigga, that was hood. But even then, I was a kid. Nobody bothered me. It was safe.
But like I was saying, I remember I think we were my senior year of high school. I was at somebody's house, and it was me and like some Hispanics talking to some white folks, and then somehow the conversation got heated into being pulled over, and like I remember the Mexican dude was like, "You ever been pulled over for being white, motherfucker? I bet you haven't." Oh well, he told me a story. You guys Andy, you remember Corey Kip? Like rest in peace.
Yeah.
But they said he told me the cop pulled him over, and then they were like, took all their shit, and they were like, "Hey, do you guys know Corey Kip?" And I was like, that is the reason you guys deemed to pull them over? It's like, they were just running for warrants. That's all they were doing. That's all they were doing. So that's why I always say it's not just us, but yes, I get what you're saying, Hunter, but I'm like, we fit the description just coming out, even if you look like a nerd. Even if you look like a nerd. Certain areas, they just gonna pull you over like that. Arizona ain't no joke. I got lucky out there. I just talk shit. Somehow got away with it. Until I got pulled over in Buckeye.
I've walked out and got detained. I've been in the passenger seat. I've been like,
Hey, I've been in the back of a police car for getting stopped for graffiti, and I had my spray cans on me in the back of the police car, and that's
you're not really helping our argument.
How is this motherfucker?
Yeah, I was like, nigga, you are the description. Like, what are you talking about?
You're not really helping the argument. Just
I think we should move on after that because
shit.
This nigga is.
I had the gun on me and all that shit.
I gotta tell you that story. It's kind of funny.
It's not funny.
Oh no, it is funny. It is a funny story.
Okay,
it is a funny story.
Next topic comes from Kevin. It's I think it's a choose one or the other option.
Oh, is it the yeah?
All right, option one, you get a chance to make the world a peaceful place and everyone in it prosperous, but it comes at your demise. Or option two, you get to live your life and your family gets generational wealth, but the world goes into a full anarchy. Which do you choose and why?
You know what I
myself out.
I'm taking me out.
Yep.
I can see that.
Because the way I look at it is, sure, I give them generational wealth, but I was like, damn, if we go into anarchy, that's the bottom. At some point, coming to the they're coming after them. They ain't gonna have generational wealth no more. So I'm like, I gotta go. And they'll get prosperous. Fuck it.
The first option is the only option. Because
not for some niggas.
Because if you have generational wealth, you're not going to be able to enjoy it with the anarchy. If the whole world goes, if the world's burning, how can you enjoy it?
I've heard people talk about they'll go somewhere, a remote island. That's why I asked that, because it's like, damn.
Understand that. I don't understand those people.
And in every movie you've seen like that island gets stormed.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, there was a zombie apocalypse right now. I wouldn't be alive next week. I'll go ahead and just take myself out. Yeah, let me say that.
I'll do it for you.
That. I will survive as long as I can survive. But when the time came to die, I'll just face it up.
Why would you die? Zombies can't swim.
I'm just saying. It's just I don't understand the whole survival. We gotta survive kind of shit. Give up. Just
you talk as if zombies are real, and you know for a fact they can't swim. What if Michael Phelps became a zombie?
I've never seen any zombie movie or TV show where the zombies could swim.
What if Michael Phelps? I've never seen Michael Phelps be a zombie either.
I have. Damn, what is that one with that fucking?
I'm gonna give you Pirates of the Caribbean. They didn't swim; they just walked on the ocean floor.
Zombieland.
Oh, they
Zombieland.
What's the one with the chick?
You talking about Resident Evil?
There's a lot of movies.
Yeah, in Resident Evil, there was a scene where they were in the jail and they had to swim underneath water to get to where their guns are at, and the zombies were in the water swimming underneath to get them.
I remember that.
Well, you don't
know.
Remember,
what if Michael Phelps became a zombie?
You're getting away.
Michael Phelps.
All I'm saying is, I will take myself out for world peace, because then that at least I will die knowing that my daughter will be okay.
Yeah.
Now my question is, do you get a plaque?
Didn't have kids.
No, you don't get a plaque. You don't get a plaque. You don't get a holiday. It's
Damn, you want recognition?
Yes.
Only Negroes
Yes,
want credit for their sacrifice.
Yes. What is wrong with that?
Save the world.
I mean, what is wrong with that?
You'll get a statue 30 years later.
I'm the motherfucker who just saved the world. There better be a statue of me. Yes.
Why? They gonna knock it down and say you was a racist.
This dude used to spray paint.
I'm not racist. I am just.
It doesn't matter if you are or not. It's going to be years later. You're not going to be able to there to defend yourself. So you're just going to remove it.
So I think we're all in agreement pretty much on that.
Yeah.
Anywho,
it's amazing.
The first option is the only option.
I just was amazed that people didn't feel that way.
Next topic. This comes from Mo Lethal, or aka Mo the Grouch. It's a story from Reddit. It's called "The Man of Reddit." I need your help. I need help.
Uh-oh.
I don't even know where to start. My life seems to be going great. I'm 22, fresh out of college. Great job with great pay for my age. There's been lingering issues restraining me from being all that I want to be. I've yet to address them. This is really hard for me to write. I've been told that I'm prideful to a fault, but I need to do something. I'm praying that anybody reading this experienced and overcome anything listed below and can offer some advice. Or even someone currently struggling with the same problems and wants to motivate each other. I don't eat enough at all, really. And when I do, it's crap food. I'm extremely skinny, 6'3", 155 pounds, and desperately want to put on weight, but many times thought of eating any foods repulses me. I feel sick after eating 1/4 of my meal. I don't know where this started, but it's been going on for years, and it feels like I'm literally rotting away. I suffer from addictions to multiple things, all of which fully legal and seemingly harmless. The most present at the moment is the crippling porn addiction. In college, I did quite all right for myself, but the last 6 months after graduating is the longest I've ever been. Last night, I had a woman of my dreams naked in my bed, and nothing. Hold on, let me. What?
Nothing worked.
Naked, nothing. Fuck. Anyway, and nothing. It was the first time it's happened. And I'm extremely embarrassed and I'm emasculated. The instance just described in the reason I'm writing all of this. Apart from that, nicotine, THC pens, and I are inseparable. I've tried to quit many times to no avail. I have a feeling of my constant poisoning of myself, what's causing my appetite problems. All these addictions seem like a telltale sign of dopamine addiction, and I can't shake it. I desperately... Fuck.
He just wants
Shit, I lost my... There we go. All these addictions seem to telltale sign. I can't shake it. I desperately want to get better. I've been getting better. It feels like I'm walking toward my goals with weights on my ankles. I've always been a fly on the wall on Reddit, but it seems like the place to air out my self-loathing with no consequence. Hopefully, someone out there can relate and help. Thanks in advance. Blessing to all those reading this.
He said 150 at 6'3"?
155, 6'3".
He's a stick.
Yeah. I think you might need to go to the doctor on the eating thing, because that seems unhealthy for that height.
But he said he eats like shit, so it's not that he doesn't eat.
But he don't even eat it though. He said he eats. He said he eats 1/4 of it.
Yeah, because if you eat like shit, you will get fat.
Not always. Some people's metabolism is A1 day 1.
Well, I mean, I get that, but I mean, you know, also too, when those people don't eat like shit, they don't eat like shit every single fucking day.
And he said he barely eats, like he doesn't eat enough.
My thing is, sir, you're 20. No one expects you to have it figured out. And I agree. You definitely need to see a doctor about the whole eating thing, because it's probably
psychological.
I think you're just too hard on yourself, personally.
That's what I was gonna say. You're being way too hard on yourself.
And the whole thing with the young lady, I mean, it's never happened to me, but I mean, I hear it happens. So
I was gonna say this is probably his blood sugar's fucked up because he ain't eating shit.
Yeah.
It's like that is part of it. That is part of it. Another thing, like you said, he's in his 20s, early 20s. I'm gonna tell you right now, when you get to 30, you're gonna wish you could lose the weight.
Right. Fucking
that shit is gonna spike up. You'd be back on Reddit, like.
It could also be performance anxiety.
Yeah,
but he said he's done well for himself, though. You know what I mean? And that was the first time in a long time, maybe.
He said he done well in college, and then for the 6 months he's been done with college, that he hasn't done well for himself, and he had the woman. I mean, if it's the woman
of his dreams in his bed,
if it's the woman of his dream in his bed, there's some angels there.
It could be nervous too. Yeah,
and
nervous.
It could be nerves. It could be nerves.
Right, because like you said, since he got out of college, his life has been crappier than it was in college because he doesn't have that social.
He's thinking the girl of my dreams is right in front of me in my bed. I don't want to fuck this up.
And I can't go if I bust too quick, yeah. And then he psyched himself out.
Right. I never understood the problem with people busting too quick. It ain't my fault your shit good.
Right. Instead of, like you said, instead of going in there with the mindset, I'm going to throw this down her throat and we're going to knock it out, he was,
Calm down, killer.
He said, throw it down her throat.
Calm down, killer. You're doing too much. Calm down. We need you to calm down.
No.
That's what that sounds like.
I think he's just being way too hard on himself.
I think he's being hard on himself, and he probably had lingering self-esteem issues. Especially he could be because men are self-conscious about our looks as well. We just don't get to be vocal about it because, whatever the case may be. But I think
soft when we do that.
Yeah. So I think he needs to work. He needs to talk to somebody, work on his self-esteem, and he definitely needs to. Instead of eating like shit, eat some quality food, and maybe you'll be able to actually eat it.
And that's hitting the gym ain't gonna make him. Bigger.
And also, regardless of what Hunter's gonna tell you, too much porn will desensitize you to things. So you should limit the porn.
Depends on the kind of porn. Don't go into crazy. You can watch, suitable porn.
What the hell is suitable porn, Kevin?
A little more realistic.
First off, let's bring up the fact of what you call it desensitized. A 20-year-old ain't desensitized yet. Maybe a 45, 50-year-old is.
Hold on, there's no fucking age limit on desensitizing.
I mean, how you gonna be desensitized by the time you're 20?
If he's been watching porn since he was like 11 or 12, yeah, it's possible to be desensitized.
You become desensitized by the frequency in which you see something.
Are you talking about like just mentally? Strong, I thought you meant
slow down, bro.
Everybody don't have the same libido, my nigga.
Well, he has health issues. Then there you go.
It's not even necessarily that. The desensitizing can also come from the fact that you're so used to seeing certain things in porn. Now nothing excites your brain anymore. Now you're looking at it going, this is regular sex. Where's the porn?
Right. If you wake up one day and everything is vanilla, you got a problem.
Type up something that's where he bust too quick. Porn.
Now this is the norm and it's boring to you now because you've watched so much of this. Now your brain's going,
Is that why I'm always running around with Napoleon now?
What?
Next topic, please. Let's talk about
well,
it's supposed to be like helpful since like
I get it. You said, I really think it's just him holding something mentally. He probably ain't been the same since he got out of college because he made sure to say that.
Being desensitized is a mental thing. You do realize that?
No.
Just how the nations have become desensitized to the mistreatment of black men and women, because now these stories are so common. You're not even shocked anymore. You're desensitized.
But that's why I said the type of shit he can watch too, because you can watch some regular shit. But
even on a more broad spectrum, how people are now desensitized to violence. Like they see so much violence now that it doesn't shock them anymore.
Yeah, I hate that. But I see what you mean. At first, I thought you meant desensitized in the region.
Well, when we say, when you sit there and say it about the whole,
what I'm saying is, I was saying desensitized to the fact that, like Andy said, it takes some deeper, more effed up stuff to
crazy shit. Yeah,
to actually get the blood flowing down there.
Ever seen Don John?
Yeah, like the movie Don John.
He watched so much porn that regular sex for him was
boring. He was bored.
That was a movie.
But
it's basically art imitates real life.
No,
I hate to tell you this,
It
Hunter,
is-
but you only
it is
have one
streamed.
penis, and you cannot speak for every penis in the world. You only know what your penis does, and there are men out there that claim who admit to being desensitized because of the amount of porn they watch. Now, this may not be you.
I didn't say it can't happen. Nothing is absolute. I'm just saying if you already desensitized by the time you're 20, there's something else going on with you.
Well, yeah, but this is a little bit silly too. We grew up in
I was 12.
But we grew up in the realm of
you gotta take breaks.
We still had paper, you know what I'm saying? Like we grew up with that and the spank bank. Yeah. Like that shit don't exist no more. Ain't nobody got no spank bank.
I got a spank bank, nigga.
Because you're in that generation. I'm talking about generation now. They ain't got no spank bank.
I replenish my spank bank all the time.
I used to get into my brother's porn all the time, and that shit started at 6.
Yeah, but it was different though, right? It wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't at your fingertips as it is now.
Yeah, Hustler.
Then you started off. I started off with JCPenney's magazine. I would just go to the bra section. That's where I started. That's where it all started.
This is not helping, homeboy. We are killing. Because I'll tell you, Jet Beauty of the Week.
Hey,
you want to hear a funny story about that though? My introduction into, let's say, Playboy, for example, because that's all I can actually remember. I can't remember the exact specific of the magazine. Was the fact that you know how when you're older, you had people that were family friends. They were family friends, but we called them family, because they've been around so much. They're like second mom and dad. So I used to stay with these older couple, and their son was in jail. Because he was in jail, they never stopped the subscription to Playboy. So his Playboy was come in the mail every month, and they would put it in his room until he got out of jail. And I would go in his room and take the magazine and go hide in the basement. And
we don't need any of the rest.
We didn't know the rest.
No. What's funny about it is because that's what they did. That was my introduction to it. Because how we get hold of a magazine? That was my way of getting hold of a magazine.
I saw a Noonie magazine last week, and I opened it, and I was like, ugh.
I saw one at the liquor store. I was surprised.
It don't have the same effect now.
No, it doesn't. We're older now.
My dad used to get a Playboy subscription to his barbershop. I don't know how, because he didn't order it, but he used to get a monthly Playboy in the mail at the barbershop, and I'd take them shits home. I should be blind.
Yeah, right. But sir, go talk to the doctor, please.
Back in 2005, that 2005 era, I used to have penthouse delivered to the house. You used to be able to go in my bathroom and see it right there in the little tote. You remember how they used to keep the magazines in the turf next to the bathroom?
We supposed to be helping.
I will say
we're not helping this cause.
Not right now.
You can thank my brother for my pervertedness, because my brother's porn stash was.
Man, look.
Talk to the doctor.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's all psychological. Talk to the doctor.
It's psychological. It is psychological. And he probably put so much onto the girl of my dreams thing that it was just.
It might.
He probably chased her for a minute.
Right.
And she finally said,
I would say is when it comes to the when
a woman. My bad.
Anyway, what I would say when it comes to the porn thing, you gotta take breaks. You gotta take breaks.
Yeah, it's called when you're at school.
Yeah, he just sounded like he needs to work on his willpower with stuff because he said his pen and everything, all of his vices don't leave his side.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta learn restraint. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
And the stranger.
Yeah, because the thing is, you're like you said, Kevin. Because if the addiction is that bad, it's
Hunter gets me.
It could lead to something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anywho, let's see here. There was another Hunter topic. Is it weird what you think when you are out the only black person, I guess, in a group?
In an
You go out and
environment, a
about.
setting, a thing, like put it like this, just to make it real simple. You go to a wedding and you the only black person. There's 100 people there and you the only black person.
I gotta be. Well, I was gonna say I was the only black person at this one, but there's another brother. There's one other.
I gotta be. It depends on who else is in the room. Like I don't have to be. It don't have to be a bunch of black people in the room. Like again,
do you acknowledge it, or like does it hit you?
Do you notice it?
I do.
I count black people everywhere I go.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
That's just something.
And it's weird.
It's an offensive thing. It's an offensive thing because I know. Like if I walk into a room and there's like 4 other black people, like we know. So some shit pop up.
That's the eye contact.
Right. So if I know if they take off in a hurry, I'm taking off in a hurry. Like we know.
You like this?
Hey, we on this.
You know.
Hey, right. Yeah, we know. We on this. We count. I count. No. It doesn't mean doesn't mean I won't be comfortable in that room if they're not there though.
I'm gonna tell you something I learned over the weekend. Doesn't happen the same for the whites. Had some friends who said they went to a club, all black people. And then a couple white people walked in and saw them and then kind of just found their way to them by the bar and stood next to them. And my homeboy said, he looked at him and he was like, fuck these guys. Let's go to the other side. They're not going to feel comfortable because they're scared of all these black people, but standing next to us. Like, damn, he left them out to dry.
But the thing is,
it's a different vibe.
It's a different vibe because as the average white person knows that you can walk into a room full of black people, and as long as you don't do anything out of pocket, you're perfectly safe.
Right.
You're not going to be bothered. Now, flip that as a black person walking into a room full of white people, you're like,
it depends.
This could go bad.
Let me go. Let me be by the door just in case. Just in case. Where's all the exits? Yeah. Where are all the exits? It's a different thing.
It is, and like I said, it's just so weird. Even nowadays, like in our society, that it still happens that we are the only black person at a thing.
I don't think it is because I think it's because of our tax bracket.
No, that's our circle.
No, okay?
So my circle. I think my circle's like that.
But your circle tends to reflect your tax bracket.
I think mine was more. It's just where I guess it depends on what I'm trying to think of the shit I was doing.
Think about it.
And it's more school related, college related.
The only exceptions to the tax bracket is people you grew up with.
Well, I grew up pretty damn diverse.
I went to what made me bring it up was the fact that I did go to a wedding. And there was 100 people there, and I was literally the only black person. And when me and my wife went to go take pictures, half the people on the other side where they got married, because my wife's side, they knew who I was. They were like, you could see them say, "Who's the black guy?" You know. And then it was like, bro, I'm just like, really? I'm looking around thinking
that is my dream.
Yeah, fuck them.
Because I will walk.
No, I know it's a fuck them, but I mean, it's just the fact that we notice it still happens.
I'm somebody important. At that point,
you just gonna tell.
I can never see these people.
Some light
story. I'm gonna share my story that adds to Maurice's point.
Go ahead.
I went and got a Pookie plate.
Okay.
I went in that motherfucker. I thought everything was good, So you got a text message sent. I go to an apartment complex, nice apartment complex in Moreno Valley. Sends me a text to come up to pick up my plate. I go up to the upstairs, whole different vibe. Bunch of niggas smoking weed. Instantly, I knew, ain't my circle.
Right.
Ain't been a part of this type of scene since I was 18. So my brain automatically went, I make too much money to be here. In this situation, I don't need to be a part of this. So to add to his point, you instantly hit that I'm not a part of this type of shit anymore, because you realize the element that comes from being a part of that shit.
Because but I'm talking about in those areas where you can't help it. I ain't talking about.
But you can help it. You didn't have to go to the wedding. Everything's a choice.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel blessed to have known those circles, though. I'm so happy to know those circles.
You can identify them. You know those people. You know the struggle.
What
get it.
But what I'm saying, Kevin, is that what I'm
I
saying.
get what you're saying.
I'm not saying that you never hang out with these people. What I'm saying is that these people are not in your immediate circle.
Yeah,
They're not.
I get
It's not a common thing. It's not common to be in an apartment building on the third floor getting the goddamn play with 17 niggas smoking weed.
Yeah,
I'm just saying I'm happy to have been around that to know when shit's about to go awry.
Right.
Where you're
yeah,
like,
you
y'all can't
identify
see
it.
Right.
Yeah, you can
We gotta
identify
go.
it. Yeah. So you can identify it because you grew up in it. You go, oh shit, yeah, I recognize this.
Right.
I know what's about to happen here.
But again, that's kind of what we talked about before. You know, when you get a certain kind of way, you got to step away from your past. You can't always keep going back, hanging out in the hood, because hood motherfuckers do hood shit. And
Jealousy is a real thing.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I went to the wedding. When we went to an after party from the reception. This shit was not in the city. We had to drive out to it, and I tell you right now, I was the only black guy in that place. And it was definitely like, oh, this shit could go like.
Because you can still be at an upscale wedding and still be the only black guy. It's just like I said,
everybody
it's just
was cool.
weird. I mean, I never had problems or anything. It's just I'm more taken back that you would think even in this day and age, like there was still.
Why? Bro, we're 16% of the population. That's it.
I guess so, but
300 million people.
I will say this: we've been my wife, she has a lot of friends or whatever, and we were over at one of her friends' house, and they had family or whatever, and it wasn't one of her friends' family, but it was a friend of the family, like the other, and then word was thrown out. I said,
I get you. Yeah.
And I said, let's go. Oh, you guys. Oh, she's sorry. She didn't mean it. Yes, she did. She was very, very comfortable saying it. She meant it. This is not the place for us. We're gonna go, and we have not been back to that house since.
How old was she?
How old was it? The person that said it?
Yeah,
in their 40s, and we're probably like early 20s at the time. But I said, let's go.
Did they hard R or just say nigga?
Hard R.
That's
and I look around
and like
and I looked around and her friend's family, to be honest, they were embarrassed and they felt bad. And I said, it's cool, but you associate with her. You're close to her. You're bound her. I said, so this ain't for us. And I haven't been back to that house since. And I won't go back to that house. It's cool.
There's no reason to either.
There's a hard R thrown at a wedding I went to in Idaho. Like, that was wild. It was the father of the bride.
Yeah.
And the other white guy standing there like, whoa, hey, what the fuck? I was like, I'm stuck, fool. What am I supposed to do? Beat this old ass man up? I can't do that. I could, but
that's the thing. I'm not gonna start. Here's the thing. What I've known in situations like that, they call you that because that's how they want you to behave. And when you take the higher road, they now look like the foolish one. Because she may have said that. I mean, she didn't call us that, but she just said
that.
You know what I'm
Hunter,
saying?
what was your
now?
Have you experienced that too?
Experience what?
The hard R. Okay, I'm just curious. Keep going.
I've been called a hard R at work, bruh.
I'm just curious because like it goes into what you asked earlier, so I'm just curious.
So I'm just saying, like, as I mean, I'm used to being the only black person, or one of the few black people. So, but it's like I said, like I'm not uncomfortable in those situations. I always have an exit plan.
Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of what I was getting at, because I mean, we do move different when we get into that environment. Yeah. We notice it. Ain't no one else. I mean,
we can say this way, like this way. We were at the Visual Saturday night, Hispanic family, and I said, "Oh, okay, cool. House was nice, neighborhood, whatever, cool." And then the cousins start rolling up, and more cousins start rolling up, and then one cousin he offered me a Corona. He was cool, chop it over all night. I said, "Bro, I'm not drinking. I don't know none of these people." And I said, half these people over here got tattoos on their scalps and on their necks. I'm not drinking, because when shit go down, I'm hitting one of y'all niggas with a bottle, and I'm out of here with my family. That's why my car is parked where I can just drive straight. I'm not drinking, and that's a move. Like, that's like what we said a couple podcasts ago. As a father, you're always watching. I'm the protector. I have to know when shit's going down. So that's my interest. So it's like, once again, now we weren't the only black people there, because obviously my nephew's black, so there was the black side of the family was there. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know these people. I have to be mindful of everything that's going on. Everything from who my wife's comment, who's by my wife, to the kids my daughter's playing with, all this I have to be mindful of. And I think as a black person, whether you're in the room with 2 or 3 blacks or you're the only black, these are the same things that we're thinking about.
I think I like being part of the deconception of what people think of us. Like when because in my head, I think I'll go place. I guess a prime example. I remember going to a party at Casablanca, and we ain't supposed to be there.
Yeah,
it was all of them. And I was like, damn. I was talking. It was with D, and I was like, they call us all kinds of mayates and shit. Like it was just like in my head. But at the end of it, like we ended up. This probably wasn't the safest thing to do at all. We left the party, went across the street with some of the little essays to smoke. And then we just got to chopping it up. And then come to find out, they're like, fool, normally we don't let people, I shouldn't be doing the accent, but fuck it. Like, normally we don't let fools like you guys around here, fool. Like, but you're with my cousin, so it's cool. You're my primo. And then they start comparing guns. Like, one nigga pulled his gun out, and then the other guy, and then I was just like, what are we doing? But we were like in a weird ass environment where it was like we almost came to understanding where it was like, I could tell you're uncomfortable. They could tell. Like we was like cool where we was at until we went over. It was like, fuck it. But I was like, I don't know. I think I was just trying to be whatever, like who I was to the fullest. So they're like, oh, not all you niggas are the same. Like, I know that sounds weird, but like at the end of the day,
so you damn near code switching.
Huh?
You damn near
I was who I was.
No, not really.
I never changed who I am.
Yourself. You were trying to be yourself. Yeah, I get that.
Like I'm sitting there being me, and they're like, they was essays, like for real. But at the end of the party, it was all cool.
So with that being said, this has been episode 70 of the Heavyweight Podcast. I'm your MC, Stutter McFly, with these 3 guys.
MC Height, Kevin Ellis, Kevin Wendell. That's not a good one.
You know, out of 70 episodes, you only had like one good one.
Damn. I take that back. Nah, take that back.
Damn.
He's had a lot of good ones.
Damn, I'm gonna find another one.
The whole digging up people. You see what I said? That shit. It comes full circle. Did you hear me? You cough, Hunter. See this shit?
It's your boy Mo Lethal the Grouch, man.
Hey, and they call me Hunter.
Damn, I got to find a good one.
Subscribe, like, comment, share. If you have topics you want to talk about, do it. Instagram, Facebook. Get at us, the Heavyweight Podcast.
The Heavyweight
Podcast.
And if you have any questions to ask, TikTok. Just ask them.
We TikTok.
We TikTok. Till next time, people. We out. Peace.
If you can hear the sound of my voice, you're a real one for sticking to the end. Just want to thank you again for listening and stay tuned for the next episode. 40 out.